Everyone else has got British players that they maybe aren't playing if they're injured, but you can still track these sides. Broncos versus Bulldogs Thursday at 10:50. See if Herbie gets a go again.
Panthers against the Dragons on Friday at 10:55. Not that any. Well, I don't know. James Graham back yet?
No, I don't think he is. He's donated his body to medical research, hasn't he?
Roosters against the Knights Saturday 6 a.m. So I'm not watching that one. Canberra Raiders, the GB Raiders against the West Tigers Saturday 8:30 a.m.
Yeah, I've got the Cowboys versus the Rabbitohs also following that. So if you've got Watch NRL, you've got a lot of potential British players to be watching on Saturday. If the Burgesses might be back in this one, I'm not sure where they stand on that. Obviously George won't be back, he's on a long ban, but Saturday 10:35 a.m. to see if any Burgesses play in that one. And then finally
Titans against the Storm.
Yes.
So we could see
Callum Watkins on the end of one almighty fucking spanking from the Melbourne Storm. 5 a.m. on Sunday.
This could be his one and only game for them.
Yeah, make sure that any games you do watch, you hit up the Google form, send in your fan views. If it's not one of the games that's listed, which will just be the Super League games and the games of the week, but you've watched it and you want us to tell about it, just hit the other button, type in the name of the game and what your views are on it, and we'll talk about any fan views on any Rugby League action next week on the Super League pod. Now all that is left to do, and I hope you've remembered.
Yeah, I don't know where I missed one, and I don't know where this reputation has come from. And not only did I miss one, Alan missed exactly the same, so I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, he was, but he was definitely pinning it all on you last week, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's wrap up the show.
So time for the Super League pod quiz, and I've decided that as Lamb is back on the menu at Wigan for at least another year, possibly, maybe not, we'd have some questions about Adrian Lamb, so I hope you're prepared.
No, but we'll see how I get on.
So Adrian Lamb played for Papua New Guinea 11 times. Is that more or less than Sir Stanley Jean?
Ooh. I'm going to say more.
It's less. Sir Stanley Jean played 16 times, a record which is tied with Paul Ayton and John Wilshere.
Ah, right. Those other two, I would have gone with more, but you always sort of think Jean was over here a lot, so would have missed like some games, but no, obviously not.
But he did. Don't forget, he played forever.
Yes, that's a good point.
So
yeah.
He had the longest span.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well into his 60s.
Who did Adrian Lamb play for in State of Origin? Question 2.
Oh, he played for Queensland.
Correct. Played 7 times for Queensland. And finally, who is the current Papua New Guinea coach? Taken over from Adrian Lamb.
Oh. I have no clue.
You'll kick yourself when I tell you. It's one of those ones that you can't remember, but you'll kick yourself.
Mick Potter.
No. Good effort, but it's Michael Malram.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine Mick Potter as a man who gets scared of Bernard Gorsh and his activities going to Papua New Guinea?
I just thought, who's up for any job?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Hopefully you listeners did better than me on that quiz.
Of a butcher in the south of France wants to go somewhere where there's the only remaining place where there's cannibals, yeah.
Yeah, well, hopefully the listeners did better than me on that one, and no one has been consumed during the participating of that quiz. Do you have any recommendations for us?
Yeah, not to follow Kate Nash to a pool party. It's not a good idea.
So, was she not there?
No, she didn't turn up. After all that,
Kate Price, Kate Nash, it's that. All the Catherines letting us down.
Flakey Kates.
Unbelievable. Was whatever else happened there good?
It was good. It was Alice Levine was DJing from Radio 1.
Oh yeah, from the Dad wrote a porno.
Yeah,
Okay.
which happened to be her friend, just funnily enough. Yeah. Not suspicious at all. She didn't say much, just, she got on, played her set, went off. So while we were swimming, really, it was quite good fun. 50-metre pool. So yeah, I'd tell you what I'd recommend is going to a Lido, an outdoor pool. That was good fun in itself.
Cool. I last week went and watched the National at Castlefield.
Takes me back a few years.
Yeah, Castlefield Bowl in Manchester. And I'd never been to a gig there before, but anyone who's travelled around the trains of the Northwest and travelled into Manchester from sort of the Northwest on a train would probably have gone past this on their way to Deansgate Station on the train and thought, what goes on there? Because there's kind of like a bit of a canopy and a bit of a sort of raised bit where there's it looks a bit like Lamport Stadium style seating, concrete steps basically under a covering, and I always sort of was vaguely aware that concerts were on there, but I didn't quite know how they worked. But they put the stage over a bit of canal, so then there's quite a big area for the crowd to fill, and it was really good, and they were very enjoyable. Managing to sing some of their older songs with the sort of intensity that they delivered earlier in their career, while still doing the beautiful melodic sort of slower, newer stuff that they do. So it was a really good show. I got quite pissed, I would say.
Good work.
And yes, that was good. And also with the moving house situation with Sky, they upgraded us to a Sky Q box from a HD Plus box or whatever they were before, and it's awesome. That's all I can say. I've not even got an Ultra HD TV yet, and it's still awesome. And you get a little mini box that you can plug in upstairs or whatever, and it doesn't need another wire like they used to have to do for multi-room and wire all up your house. No, just the one wire into the front room, and then everything runs through the sort of internet and stuff for the rest of the house. It's pretty good. I'm a fan.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So if you're with Sky, phone them up and see if you can get a free Sky Q upgrade, because it's worth it. The thing that excites me the most is, when you're changing channel, this is really boring, but I loved it. And apparently new generation boxes for all the major satellite providers or cable provider brands does a similar thing. But anyway, when you change a channel and then you get the little bit up at the bottom to look for other channels. So say you're watching the rugby
Times Under the Hammer
on a Thursday night, and it's the adverts at half time. You can flick over onto the darts, and you can have the darts on, but move your little channel bar at the bottom, get that but with the last channel you watched on, and it'll have in the little corner of it the actual what's on the TV right now on that channel, so you can watch for when the adverts finish in the little box whilst watching on your main screen the darts or whatever.
That's good.
Takes your fancy. That is cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, I was excited by that because I'm pretty sad. But yeah, next week I think it's me and Sarah. Is it me and Sarah next week?
I mean, I can't answer that question. Only you can answer that question, or possibly Sarah, but mainly you because you devised the schedule.
But I didn't look at it before we did the show today, which I normally do. I'm pretty sure this was the week where I put you on a week where you couldn't do.
Yes.
So
I'm in Devon underwater, so yeah, I'll be pretty useless.
So it's Sarah next week, which will be exciting. I hope for her sake we were wrong on the predictions for the Leeds against Hull FC game, but we shall find out next week. Find and share the show on our social media platforms at Super League Pod on Twitter and Instagram, facebook.com/Super League Pod, superleaguepod@gmail.com if you want to send us an email. get in touch by email there if you're interested in more about the fans surveys that we recently did. superleaguepod.com is where you'll find our blog post that'll have links to all of the partner sponsors that Tim's going to tell you about shortly. If you want to find a different listening option, if however you've stumbled across us this time isn't ideal for you, you can search for the show on Spreaker, on Apple Podcasts, on the Leaguecast Android app. I think that's still going. I haven't checked for months, but I think it's still going. Podcast Addict, Stitcher, rugbyleaguemedia.com, Google Podcasts, and YouTube. Loads of options. Audio only, of course, on the YouTube. Who are our partner sponsors and how can people support them?
Yep, Rob's Toy Shop. You can enter SLP discount on checkout at Rob's Toy Shop on eBay and get 5% cash back on orders over £5, plus give 1% cash back to SLP. You can also get in touch with Little Warden, who used to monitor the tedious. Now they do something about little issues.
Hidden alerts
for problems.
Nonsense.
Yeah. But they mainly monitor
But if
the
you've got a
tedious.
website, they'll help your website work better, basically.
Yeah. If you head over to littlewarden.com, you can see what they can do for you. Mascot Browns for all your international RL gear. Use the link on the episode blog post and we get 8% off your order value to help our running costs. And please do let us know when you put an order in so we know that it's there.
Oh, because I was off last week, I couldn't tell the story, but Steve Mascot Browns had a stall at the Wigan versus Hull KR game, and just outside the fan village. And when I went to go into the fan village, I saw Steve, so I said hello, obviously, and he said, "Oh, whilst you're here, Mark, will you just mind the stall for me for a minute whilst I go and find my phone charger in my car?" So I had to actually man the stall. It was mostly just making sure no one nicked anything. And then he came back and it turned out his phone charger was already at the stall. So basically, with Phil long gone now in Australia, when Sarah's still there, Steve is not running a tight ship. But anyway.
Well, I think, weirdly, when I was at London Scholars, he had Gavin Willesey manning the stall for him. So it's just clearly any Tom, Dick or Rugby League journalist can man it for you.
Yeah, and I think they're actually at Wigan versus Wakefield again this week as well, if you want to get some international Rugby League gear.
This time featuring...
and then he might give us an uplift anyway.
Yeah, this time featuring Gwilym Lloyd as the celebrity.
Okay, what about Sarah?
Anything that gets him to be less bloody miserable. Fucking hate that. Sarah's bookcase. Sarah sells Usborne books, and with access to over 3,000 titles from baby to teenager, there's something for everyone. Find out more on Facebook. And don't forget, you can always make a donation to support SLP if you prefer that to being a sponsor. PayPal.me/Super League Pod. All donations are hugely appreciated, large or small. And if you donate £20 or more, you can pick from an SLP t-shirt in some of the sizes we've still got, or an SLP beanie hat, ready for when the weather turns, because it will, because we live in England.
We don't need it right now, but you might need it in the future, and it's all good. Another episode that's not quite been as long as a World Cup cricket final, but it's been a fun one. Scattered with anecdotes this week, I think, which has been enjoyable. That's it though, isn't it? Another week come to an end.
That's all, folks.
Yeah. See you next time on your favourite Rugby League podcast, the Super League Pod.
Goodbye.